We're in the kitchen with Lawrence from A La Board, and he's preparing one of his favorite international plates. Hope you're hungry. Lawrence, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so Lawrence, tell me a little bit about A La Board. What is it all about?
A La Board builds boards or plates from different international regions. So for example, at the moment we have the German board, Oktoberfest, which has hot dishes and cold dishes from Germany, German potato salad, kielbasa, red cabbage, braised red cabbage, and then it comes with cheeses and meats and breads from that specific region. And throughout the year, as the season gives us vegetables and fruits and certain weather, we will adjust what regions we are building these boards from.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what's the reaction from the crowd, from the people?
Well, what has been really fun is that people from these countries are actually visiting Southern Market. So I think the most people we've had were from Germany. So we got real German feedback about our braised red cabbage and about our currywurst, which has been really positive. It seems like we are nailing it.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's the best critics
best
are the one they know the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So what are you going to prepare for us today?
So today we are doing our most favorite board. It's going to be the Spanish board. That is one board, as my partner Frank and I are looking at it now, that's the board that cannot go away. People are so happy with it that that's probably going to stay. So a good international board or a charcuterie or tapas board obviously starts with the actual wood. I found a beautiful company on Old Philadelphia Pike here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, that makes farm tables. Large farm tables, but the endings of the tree they can't really use because they become too small. So they have chosen to make boards for us. As you can see behind me, we have all kinds of boards that come from this company.
They're beautiful.
So on the Spanish board, we are going to start with some drunken goat cheese. Drunken goat cheese obviously the milk comes from the goat. It's aged very shortly, and when the cheese is ready, it is immersed for a minimum of 72 hours in red wine.
Wow.
So the rind of the cheese becomes this deep red color. It emerges on the outside of it. You can still see a little bit of the pinkish here, the purple, and that kind of infuses the cheese with a more robust flavor. Then we also have a Spanish Mahon. Spanish Mahon comes from the Majo region of the island of Menorca. It's an island just off the coast of Spain. And this is a very potent cheese. It has a lot of flavor, pretty strong. So because it is so strong, we have decided to pair this cheese with a quince paste. Quince, it's a fruit that is generally grown in Spain or in Southern America. And this paste is made of the pulp of that fruit. Other people use relishes or jellies, but in Spain they like to use this quince paste. As you see, it rolls very nicely. It makes a nice little presentation. To keep going with that fruitiness, because this cheese is so strong, we love using some apricots. A beautiful board has a lot to do with color. It's not only about the fruit and the actual ingredients, but it's also making the presentation really nice. Our next cheese is a Queso Leonora, and it's a blooming cheese, very much like brie. It's a Spanish cheese, and it comes from the goat. As you can see, it does have that brie consistency. And to counteract this soft, blooming consistency, we like to add a couple of nuts. We have selected, because that's the nut most popular in Spain, we have selected some hazelnuts, some pistachios. We're just going to kind of tuck them nicely here in the middle. So as you eat this cheese, which is pretty soft, you can have a little bit of crunch from a nice healthy nut.
I love that. Now, where do you learn about all these cheeses? And
it is research.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a quick charcuterie board with, Lebanon bologna and some farmer's cheese. But creating a board that really comes from that country is completely different. So on this board, we are doing a little bit of a potato cake. A potato cake, the French do a pomme de gratin, the Spanish do a potato de patata. So this is a nice layered potato, it's potato layered in cream. It goes in a baking sheet, you put weight on it, and then it's cream and cheese, and you just layer really thin slices of potato. This potato cake goes with some charcuterie meats from Spain. Iberico meats, comes from the black Iberico pig. This pig feeds on forest natural elements and mainly acorns. So because it eats so many acorns, these meats are very forward in nutty flavor, very evocative flavor, and very nutty. So we have some chorizo meats, we have some jambon, which is more of a cured ham, spicy and mild, Then over here, to go with the potato cake, we have a homemade olive tapenade. Tapenade made of olives, anchovies, capers, lemon and lime juice, nicely mixed up in a blender, and you can eat that with your cake.
Really is an art.
Yeah.
That looks
Okay.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your journey to get
journey.
here. Yeah.
Okay, born and raised in the Netherlands. Went to the University of Hotel Management in The Hague. Studied there throughout my early teens and then moved to Cape Town, South Africa as a ballroom dancer. So I left the hospitality industry to go dance. Did that there for 4.5 years and then moved to the United States as a competitive ballroom dancer. Business was booming here, it was a lot of fun because you were so enthralled with Dancing with the Stars. Then Dancing with the Stars got a little boring. I think you had enough seasons of it, and with that going away, the fun of it, our business declined too. So both my business partner and myself, we had to go back to what we always did, which for me was food.
Wonderful. Well, at least you have two loves.
Yeah,
there,
I've been doing catering, and I have worked in different establishments here in town. But it was time to do my own thing. So this is an expression of all the favorite foods that I have seen around the world.
Right.
Next, we are going to do a little bit of meatball action. These meatballs are made out of lamb, beef, veal, and a little bit of pork. Fennel seeds, and then the sauce is made out of diced tomatoes, a little bit of jalapeno, green peppers, yellow peppers, and then the fun part, brandy and red wine. So this is a full-bodied, little spicy meatball. It's called an abondigas meatball, and the lamb flavor comes really nicely forward. So to decorate that, we'll do a little bit of cheese. For easy picking up purposes, we will do a little pricker action so your guests can easily pick that up. A little green has never hurt anybody again, so we'll do that right there. Then for color, we'll do some oranges just to refresh your palate. Some nice little grapes here. Tuck them in. Little bit of greens right there. And then we have a beautiful sourdough bread. It's laced with a cheddar cheese and jalapenos. So to go with that Spanish spicier flavor and profile, we do some toasted little breads right here. And then at the end, this board is topped off with a little bit of elderberry jelly, which we get at Central Market. Again, color and some sweetness to cut the high profile flavors of this cheese. So yeah, this is a Spanish board for one person, and as you can see, it's a quite encompassing meal.
It is beautiful. How important is it to you to have art or creativity in what you do?
So During my studies, I did a lot of accounting and management and office work. As you know, when you need to run a hotel, there is a lot of office work involved, and I didn't like it. So the artistic expression really comes through food, and obviously my dancing has always been there, and this really fulfills that for me and Frank. My business partner, he is a retired musician, so he is also an artist at heart and loves creating these boards of the food that he has enjoyed all over the world as well.
Do you love working in a place like this where you're surrounded by so many others that have a similar passion as well?
It is a lot of fun to see everybody's cuisine and everybody's different take on food. Working with 12 other chefs in one kitchen is an experience, I must say. We all speak different languages and we all have a different way of going about things. So the back kitchen where we prep all these things can get quite hectic, but it is fun. We all like each other and we have a good time.
A lot of cooks in the kitchen, huh?
Yeah, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, yes.
That does sound like fun.
Yeah.
All right, well maybe we can go enjoy this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so this looks lovely. I'm very
Yes.
excited to try. I think I'm gonna get in here.
Yeah, a little bit of this sourdough bread. I think will go lovely with this
Yeah.
Leonora cheese.
Looks delicious.
Most of our ingredients actually are imported from Mandros, which is downtown,
Okay.
and this is where this Leonora comes from. Brie is a little softer. This one has a bit of that punch. That's why we pair that with that elderberry jam. Yes.
That's delicious.
Good,
And it's
good.
just so beautiful.
Letting people experience a bit of a different culture and country while they are here at Sutherland Park.
That's
Yes.
beautiful. It's obviously
Sometimes
a
people are
passion.
afraid to eat it because they say,
They don't
"Oh,
wanna
it
mess
looks
it up."
yes." Especially when we do catering,
Right.
and it's these big boards that serve 20, 30, 40 people, and it's very overwhelmingly beautiful. People are like, "Can we actually touch this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's meant to be eaten.
It's meant to
Yes.
enjoy.
Yes.
Well, we have really enjoyed our time with you. I just have to ask, when you're sitting here and looking at your creations, how much does that mean to you to see somebody enjoying it?
Seeing the boards go out and walking through the room, and there are lots of boards on the table, and people, tasting new things they have never had.
That is exciting. This whole experience has been beautiful, and we really thank you for letting us join you in the kitchen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm going to get back in here and try some more.
Oh yeah, please do.
This video was produced for Mosaic by WITF. To help support this project, please visit witf.org/mosaic.